Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. All right, so this is a very specific message. This is also a doozy. This is on some Maury. This is on some Jerry Springer. This is on some whoa, okay? So I'm picking up on a very specific situation here where I feel like you're the feminine in a situation and you met a masculine energy. And when you met this masculine, you felt like he was single and he was giving you that impression. I don't think he wore a ring. I don't think there was any indication that he was in a relationship, lived with a woman, let alone was married to one. And I do feel this man is married. Now, here's the kicker, okay? Because I feel like you and this masculine are soulmates and you were actually destined to be together in this lifetime. You were destined to be married in this lifetime and to go on the path together. But he ruined it before he even met you. And I don't know if this was karmic, that he needed to overcome a certain situation, to deal with himself in a certain way, and he just didn't do it. But I feel like he spoiled it before he even met you. And so you might be asking yourself, so why did I meet him then? Because I feel like the situation ended in some kind of carnage. I actually think you pulled away from this man because you think that he's a cheater, and he is. But I think that the person that was even around him is not necessarily even his wife, or not his wife. In this particular situation. So this man has a problem, and he is a problem. He is definitely a problem. And I feel like it's hard for me to say that you dodged a bullet here. I definitely think you did for the person that he actually is. But I think he could have been different. I think he needed to handle this particular karmic situation at a certain juncture in his earlier life differently, because this woman that I feel like this was a shotgun wedding situation, actually. And I'm flashing back to another reading that I did a while ago. And this is actually a weird reading. It was called Secrets and Lies. Now, a lot of times after I channel a reading or something, I forget the reading or I forget the specifics. But I remember this reading for some reason. I've recalled it several times in other messages. And it was pile number 1. And it's, again, pile number 1. And I remember the card that I pulled for that. And I actually got a lot of information off of like just one card, but it was the Destroyer card. And in that pile, I was talking about there was these two individuals. I really felt like it was an affair. And one of these people is deeply dishonest. Like in their soul, this is a bad egg. This is somebody who is a liar on purpose. I think I said they kind of come across to me like a method actor. You know, they have a focus on their lying. They practice at their lying. They try to get better at their lying. And another person here is split between two, like they have a higher nature and a lower nature, and they had fallen prey to their lower nature. And I remember in that reading as well, there was something about a pebble. Like I was seeing some kind of factory town or something, and somebody was putting a pebble in a machine, but then trying to run away and acting like they didn't have anything to do with it. And I really feel like that involved this shotgun wedding, but I really strongly feel that there's a child, because I feel these two were having an affair. And it was on what I'm picturing in my mind to be a King of Swords. Now, I don't actually know if he's a King of Swords in his energy regularly, but he's showing up to me as a King of Swords because I feel like he's very observant. I feel like this man could have a very good job, like a managerial job or some kind of professional job or an educated job, or he's very much on his way to doing that. He will be doing that because he's very talented. And he's very observant, and he put two and two together. I feel these two got caught, actually. They got caught red-handed in some way. Could have been a message, could have been something that he saw at work. This man could run something here at work, and he caught something. But I feel like your guy, the person that you were supposed to be with, I'm deeply sorry, actually got this woman pregnant. And I feel this is a baby trap situation for most of you. It's just hard for me to tell who baby trapped who. Because I don't know, I think they both wanted something out of this. Now, with this guy that you were supposed to be with, I think he flatters himself. I think he wants to be the big dog. I think he was very threatened by this King of Swords. And the way it's coming through for me karmically is he shut down a pathway forward that should have been open. So it's really making me feel like this King of Swords and whoever he cheated with, they should have been together in this lifetime. I don't know. It seems to me like this was very much an affair. So they could have already been together. They could have been planning on getting married. They could have been living together. They could have already been married. They themselves could have had a family together. I don't know. But they were supposed to be together. And this, your guy in this situation involved himself, and he should not have. And because of that, it closed down a pathway where these two were supposed to be together. And it put this King of Swords really through some kind of a ringer. It put him through some kind of, chaotic energy, some kind of wandering, something here that this man is now replicating with your energy somehow. But I feel like it's secret. So, and this is also making me connect the dots to another reading that I just did. It was this very strategic masculine, and he's being very strategic here because he's strategically not telling you about her and not telling her about you. He's trying to keep his home life where he lives, where he hangs his hat, the fact that he's freaking married. He's trying to keep that a secret. And I think the fact that he has a child, he's trying to keep a secret. And the way that it happened, they're both definitely trying to keep secret. And actually, I jump back to that other reading, the Secrets and Lies reading, because another aspect of that reading was that they had to start over somewhere. They had to move. So these two are trying to be together, but they've got to move in order to save face. Because I don't think there's any hiding the fact that this was an affair because of the timing. And this could have to do with the child because a child adds certain things about timing. I think it was very obvious that she was in a relationship with this other guy. I think it's very obvious that this is immoral. And this is the kind of situation that sort of makes me chuckle because here you've got two very immoral people doing an immoral thing, making immoral decision after immoral decision. And all of a sudden when one of them gets pregnant, they say, we must do the holy and right thing by this, right? So I think that was the decision to get married. Like we must have this legitimate family, we must do right here by this child. Nobody was thinking, let's do right by this child because Schmegs creates children. We shouldn't be doing that together. If you're in a, that's not the time, according to these two people. That's not the time to do family planning. It's after the fact, which tells me there's an element of control here. Somebody knew what they were doing. Somebody was pushing, and it could have been both of these people. They both honestly could have been complicit. They both could have thought that they wanted to gain something here from being with the other person or from being in this particular situation. I think with your guy, he wanted status. He wanted to dominate this King of Swords. And let me just be very clear with you. He dominates him in no way. He's not better than him in any way. As a matter of fact, I think it's very clear from this reading that he's quite worse than him in a lot of ways. And she's crazy for wanting to be with him over this King of Swords energy. I just heard a loud screech. Like, I think that's hard to hear. I think it's hard to process. But yeah, I really think that really is the case. He wanted to dominate him. So he tried to, I think he could have even wanted to get her pregnant, or she could have wanted to be, it's hard. It's hard for me to tell. And so they're both kind of saving face because they're trying to legitimize their actions and themselves as people. And and I just don't know that it is working. And he cheats. Still, because I think that whatever separated the two of you, I think somehow karmically you must have agreed to still meet this man. Because like I said, all of this seemed to happen in this scenario that I'm picking up on. All of this seemed to happen before he even met you. And so we kind of ruined that. But the karmas need to kind of play out a certain way. And I feel for you most in this situation because you're really the innocent party. This King of Swords, I don't really know what's going on with him. He was obviously an innocent party. I kind of think that karmically, whatever happened between you and this masculine happened as justice, as a karmic rebalancing for what happened to this King of Swords. I think this masculine is feeling the same thing that this King of Swords felt about losing his family or whatever, but through you. And I think it's a secret loss. It's like he's got to secretly grieve losing you because he met you. And I think it was meeting you that finally made him realize that he had done wrong. That maybe it's not a good thing. Because here's this man that's been very strategic. And for all of his strategizing, he has ended himself up river without a paddle. That's really what this is. And I think meeting you was really his first kind of major dawning, major realization moment. It wasn't the fact that he had destroyed someone's family. It wasn't the fact that he didn't plan his family out the way that he could have and been better prepared and made sure he was looking after this new soul that was coming into the world. It wasn't any of that. It was meeting you because I think this man is a very selfish guy. And I think it was very clear that you were the Empress because the same way that this King of Swords, it's like your man's involvement in his relationship shut down a pathway that should have gone forward according to God, because this was the path that was set out before them. And he involved and he messed that up. Well, I think it's very clear to him that there should have been a path forward between you and him. And it had somehow got shut down. And again, I think because of his own strategy, he can't come forward to you and pursue you in the right way. So if you felt like things were weird about what he was saying and what he's not, the fact that he's kind of mysterious or secretive, or the timing is weird, or this man disappears for long periods of time, and then pops back up on your radar. It's because he's freaking married in this situation, and because he's got a child, and maybe quite a young child, and he's got a kerfuffle of drama around his reputation that he has very much earned. And so it's like he wants to approach you. Your energy is very different to him. It stands out. He knows that you're kind of the one. And he knows that you're different. And he cannot approach you in the way that he wants to. And because of that, he might lose you to a competitor. But I also think that this man, I think he's cheated. Maybe he cheated on this lady when she was pregnant. And honestly, that's her karma. Because they're both cheaters. And neither of them is innocent in this, and I'm not saying anybody deserves this. This isn't a matter of deserving. I am saying it just seems very karmic, what is going on here. But I just feel that he has had to go through what he put this King of Swords through. He's had to feel what this other man has felt. He's had to feel the path that was his and that should have been open for him kind of slip away. And I even think maybe he feels you chose somebody else over him. But I think this is maybe a situation where you knew he was a cheater. You found him immoral. You moved away from him. And he may have to witness that in some capacity and then feel very sorry for himself. So he's not getting out of the karmas here. And that's why you had to meet this man. But I really feel, like I said, for your energy, because you didn't have anything to do with this situation. Here you sit, not a cheater. Here you sit just, living your life and not involving in other people's relationships. And somehow your path forward that was supposed to happen with this man got tanked. But I think, given his track record here of being a person, I think you dodged several bullets. It's hard for me to say if I think he could have been a different person. As weird as that sounds. So maybe this happened when he was young or at a certain kind of crossroads moment or something. But I feel like this turned him. This actually turned his soul kind of to the dark side, tipped it more towards his lower natures. And I think part of why this man cheats is because he was involved in a relationship. He was tied to it and he didn't want to be. And this actually seems either early on in his life or before he was ready. And so a part of him is always rebelling against that. He wants his freedom, but he in a certain way feels he didn't choose this. So I think that's true if she's the one that baby trapped him, but that's not the case for all of these people. He may have realized his folly afterwards for some of these people. And clearly they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing in a way they shouldn't have been doing it. Very clearly with a person who's clearly cheating on them. So when they tell you, oh yeah, I take my birth control, you're going to trust that person who's cheating on their spouse with you? That doesn't seem smart, So, I mean, this whole situation is just very karmic. I think just very karmic. And now I feel like he's missing you. And I'm hearing the song, Thinking of You by NSYNC. Now I toss and turn because I'm without you. How I'm missing you so bad. Where was my head? Where was my heart? Now I cry alone in the dark. Yeah. Because he's not going to avoid his karma because it's like he hadn't met you yet. And maybe if this is an older guy, maybe he just thought he was never going to meet you. Maybe he felt like he'd waited long enough. I don't know. But I think he had this karmic crossroads. He had this karmic, I heard cross to bear, this karmic cross to bear. He had something he had to deal with before he ever even met you. And I think it was set up that way because, again, I just hear you sit an innocent in this situation. You have nothing to do with this situation. So it's like, he needs to come into your life without having caused a kerfuffle and having caused a drama, I think. But he couldn't do it. So if this is an older guy, I think, yeah, maybe he just thought that you weren't coming and I don't know. But if this is a younger guy, I don't really know. Maybe he just was impatient or maybe his brain wasn't fully developed. I don't know. But this is a wild, wild situation. And I feel like he hid it very well from you that he was married. He was married. Or he tried to hide it from you or yeah. And I think it was born out of an affair. This child was born out of an affair and I think it caused a very negative ending. And so that same situation has now mirrored for him in losing you in the similar way. And it's very karmic. And I kind of think he knows it. I kind of think he knows. And I think she may know of you. And that might be her karma. where she's got to know that he misses you, he longs for you, he wants you. She can see that he's in love with someone else. Again, that's her part of the karma too. And the fact that he cheats, because he does cheat. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. This was a wild, wild ride. And I just heard Wild Thoughts, that song, Wild Thoughts. So I feel like he's got pretty wild thoughts about you, but I mean, wow. So anyways, that's what I got for you. If that resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, by the way, this doesn't mean anything about your future, because I feel like you didn't do anything wrong. I feel like you've got a strong soulmate that's coming in. And maybe you'll choose this person over this person, you know? And maybe that's who he's going to see you choose kind of over him. And again, he can't pursue you in the way he wants to pursue you because he's got this karmic situation. And that's... Anyways, I feel like you get where I'm going with that. Wild. This is wild. But that's what I got for you. If that resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys.